It's Dave from Cheap Wine Finder again and again and again and again. And we have another wine coming from lockdown, which I hope everybody's doing okay. And it's, it's not the worst thing in the world. You're home, they're giving you $1,200 for some reason, and we got wine. So what we have today is a kind of a cool wine. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm digging it the most. It's the Ken Forrester. It's on the cheapwinefinder.com website. We rewrote it up, and it's the Ken Forrester Petit Chenin Blanc 2019. And Ken Forrester is pretty cool. He's like one of the leading winemakers of South Africa in the Stellenbosch region. And the farm that he owns was started like in the 1670s. The Chenin Blanc goes back, like the first time it was planted in South Africa was like 1650s. It goes back a long, long way longer than you think than, most places. And Ken Forrester's like only been around since maybe 25 years or so, maybe more. But he's like he took this old estate and brought it back, and he's like one of the leading Chenin Blanc people in the world. And this is the Ken Forrester Petit Chenin Blanc 2019. Petit, in this case, doesn't mean small, it means young. And it's a young wine. And a young wine means that they don't do a lot of aging to it. They make it in a style that doesn't need aging. It's young, it's bright, it's fruity, it's citrusy, it's everything you would want in a wine. And that's what they do here. And I kind of made everything you want in the wine up because I drank it, so I know it. But that's me, and it tastes great. I always loved Chenin Blanc, but lately there hasn't been a lot going on. I'm reading about how Clarksburg, which is just west of Lodi, is starting to be a great place for Chenin Blanc. But how many Chenin Blancs are coming out of? There's a couple, or 2 or 3, but that's about it that I know of in the price range we talk about. But this one is delicious. I think I found it for $11.99 on sale, and it tastes great. It's got this kind of syrupy mouthfeel, not sweet, but syrupy mouthfeel. Just a little bit of viscous to it, and it's got this nice blend of both tart and smooth, and it's really kind of apricot and peaches and pears and oranges. Yeah, it's then it's tart. It's really kind of nice, a little salty Anlis thing going on. I'm going to take a sip because that's what I like to do when I drink wine, is sip it. I don't know about you. Yeah, and it's got the kind of acidity that I like. It's that same way that at the bar where you're drinking beer, they have pretzels or whatever, and because it gives you that salty thing that makes you want to drink more. Well, the acidity here does the same thing to you. It actually says on their tasting notes is buy 2 bottles. And I agree. If you're thinking you're going to sit down, like you got a significant other, I guess, at this point, because you can't really go visiting. But, you buy 2 bottles because you're going to be like done with the first one way too soon. And then you're going to go, now what? And, this is that kind of wine. So, it's I'll say the name again, Ken Forrester Petit Chenin Blanc 2019. And that's kind of cool. South Africa has been doing Chenin Blanc forever. Ken Forrester's one of the acknowledged masters at it. So this is for $12, this is a really good wine. As a young wine, a petite wine, this is a wine you're going to drink right away. Take it home and drink it. This is a 2019 vintage. This is 2020. It was probably, since South Africa's the reverse of the U.S., they probably picked the grapes in May. This is still March. This is not even a year old. That's what you want on this wine. You want to get it when it's bright and full of life. Next year, you get the 2020. Don't buy if the 2019 and 2020 is there, buy the 2020. The sooner the better on these wines. And that's what young wines are all about at their best. And this one is not simple. Sometimes young wines are just these simple wines that aren't all that interesting, but this one is kind of complicated. It's got different flavors. It's got personality. And, and here's another thing. Since it makes you want to drink, and sometimes when I do these podcasts, I have to I drink just because I'm supposed to, but this one I'm going to be drinking a lot of sips, so there'll be pauses. Thank you. Well, drink along with me, people. Yeah, it's got really good mouthfeel. It's got flavor. You know what? The finish. I don't know what the finish is like because I keep on taking another taste before I get to the finish. You know what? Hey, maybe the finish isn't as important as you think it is. I don't actually think it's important, but that's the point. But yeah, this is a nice little wine. Chenin Blanc, you probably aren't drinking enough of it. And there's a reason I think. Every Chenin Blanc is different. The Loire Valley is where it came from, and they can have wines that are very expensive. You can put away for 20 years there. It can make sparkling wine. It can make everything in between to the young wines. I mean, every different style of wine you can think of, Chenin Blanc can do, and that's not that much different from Chardonnay. But the difference is that for most people like you and me, we know what to expect from California on the price range. If it's from $8 to $12, we kind of know what to look for. They're all different, but they're all going to be variations on a theme, and they always do a little bit different. No one does it the exact same way twice, Chardonnay, and then it goes up. It's going to be more. It goes up. It's going to be this way and that way, but you know what to expect. But Chenin Blanc, you don't know what to expect, except with the Petit, Forrester Petit Chenin Blanc 2019. I've got to keep on saying that. That you know what to expect. When it's a young wine, it's going to be bright and alive. But sometimes Chenin Blanc's one of those wines where you have a good one, you want to get your camera out and take a picture of the label because you buy it next, Chenin Blanc, it could be completely different. And that's one of the problems with it because everywhere it's grown, it's going to be a little bit different. And, it's kind of weird. Loire Valley is like the home to some of the best Sauvignon Blancs, inexpensive ones. They're my favorites in the world. And, they're awesome, but, when you think of Sauvignon Blanc, you think of New Zealand. And now Chenin, was from the Loire Valley too. And you think of Chenin Blanc, you think of South Africa. What else they got? That Cab Franc. And, you're starting to think of California for Cab Franc. For some reason, they don't hold on to their grapes. They don't push them enough. Maybe there's enough for the locals and they don't really care who else gets it. But, these grapes are really great to drink. And this Chenin is something you should drink. It's inexpensive. It tastes great. I'm loving it. I was kind of in a weird mood. I'm in lockdown for I don't know how long. I'm not getting anything. All the things I said I was going to get done, I didn't do. I don't know why I didn't do any of them. But I just can't seem to do them. I had a whole list. Well, I didn't actually write them down. Maybe I should have, but I thought I was going to get stuff done. And now the Chenin Blanc is like, I'm going to do everything all over again. I'm going to learn to, play the tuba or something. No, I'm not going to learn that. But, I'm feeling great. I went from being kind of like the old ennui, as they say, Cole Porter, thank you. Until we're being happy again, which is, I guess, what booze is all about. But Chenin Blanc, Petit Chenin, Ken Forrester, South Africa, Stellenbosch region, West Cape, Cape Town, they's all good. So that's it for me. I'm digging Chenin Blanc. You should too, but be careful what you drink. Try to find ones you like, and you're kind of on your own a little bit. I'll try to help people as I can. But, I can't do everything, people. But that's me. And be safe. Don't touch nobody. Wash your hands. Be good to your neighbors. Help your friends and keep it cheap. And we'll talk to you in a couple of days. Adios. Bye-bye. And have fun if you can. Bye-bye.